activity for this lesson involves creating your mission patch. Each manned mission into space actually requires that we handpick a few astronauts. This crew is going to work together, usually between now with Artemis, it'll be up to 4 astronauts. But with the shuttle missions, we went up to 7. So with these astronauts, what they do is they work with a graphic designer to create a mission patch that represents what they're going to be doing on their journey into space. With this lesson, you'll see there are a lot of different videos that we included, but we also included links so that you're able to look and see some of the different mission patches that have occurred historically from the, even with Gemini or Gemini, depending on how you wish to pronounce it, with the Apollo missions, and going into Skylab, the space shuttle, and we also included a few that are now going up with the International Space Station. So when you're creating your mission patch, some of the stuff, as you see, is there's going to be an outer surface to it. So you see that some of these have different, you see this has an ellipse shape to it, and the ellipse is either squished or it's a little bit fuller that they were able to use. And here they put each astronaut's name in one little lobe of the ellipse. Now, I know that this year you guys are doing this camp virtually since we can't meet face-to-face at our shop at Hammond High. However, work on this mission patch you can with your family. So here in my house, if I just included the people, it would be 4, okay, between myself, Mr. Ben, and our 2 daughters. However, I could also include the cats. They're very important. And we can include them in our mission patch too, so then I'd have 6. But you see we have different shapes that have been used in the past. I know for us, a circle is usually a pretty common one as well. Here are some examples that some of my students did in this past year when we were working on a project called Roads to Mars. So you see here they used, when they were coming up with the name, they have that this was done at Hammond High. They did the year actually in Roman numerals. They had their last names included into it because that's also another tradition. So for one that would just be here for me at my house, we would put Williams because that's our last name. Then for them, they chose, well, what if they took the first letter of each of their last names, and when they put those together, it was Vader, okay, as in Darth Vader, which is why they ended up having Darth Vader on the front. And you see here's Mars in the back with the backdrop of where the ice cap is on the top of Mars. So this mission had to do with us doing our roads to Mars, and in honor of the launch of the next Mars rover, which is going to happen later on this summer. Here's another one that you see here too, where they brought in a hexagon shape. Again, they added in their names around it, and here they really took it pretty literal because here's their robot that they created. They turned it into an actual road because the name of our challenge was Roads to Mars, or Roads on Mars. And it's talking about how robots are creating their own little wheel bed or roads in that way as they drive around on Mars right now to try to help us learn more about the planet before people get there. So as you're looking to create yours, you guys have to think about, well, what do you want to do? I know that I want to have a circular patch. So I went and pulled a cup that I can use to trace and get a nice pattern for the inside. The thing about it, I also want to add the moon because that's where we're headed to next in our trip. So I found a little bit smaller circle that I'd be able to use. And then on top of it too, I don't want to forget Mars because we are going to the moon in order to go to Mars. So I have one that is a little bit smaller. And the whole reason why I'm using Mars as being smaller is because you'll see in a second, I'm gonna have it kind of positioned back behind to show that that's where we're headed to next. All right, so in order to do this, you're gonna want to look around your house and see what are some cool things that can help you draw different shapes. You wanna make sure that you have markers. We don't have markers. So I have lots of different colored pencils. You may decide that you want to have scissors so that you can cut it out and actually put your patch onto another piece of paper. Okay, and lots of different straight edges. So I know I actually have rulers and stuff here, and you might not have that at home, but you can look around and see either part of a book or a card, a box. Say like a box of cereal can even be used as a straight edge as you're creating that. All right, so let's get started. My finished product for right now. So around the outside for names, I have Torbotics, because that is the team that I'm proud to be able to represent. We are part of Hammond High Magnet School, and this is our Astro Camp. So this is how I've decided to take everything is done in purple lettering, since that is the color for Hammond High. Yellow, because to me yellow is something that provides light. And when we are going through activities, we're hoping that it'll provide light or knowledge and information to you on how we are going to get to the moon. So I drew a red line here showing humans, right? Red would come for life in that way. So it's showing humans and going to the moon. You see that it says 2080 on there, but that's for Torbotics. That's actually our team number that we are known for, which is 2080. And you can kind of see, and I thought about it after the fact, which is why it's harder to see, but I also have a red line that is connecting the moon back here to Mars in the background. And that's showing that we are using the moon as our gateway in order to then move on to Mars. So good luck. I can't wait to be able to see some of the drawings and designs that you guys come up with for your mission patch. I'm sure they're going to be great.